as Miss G told you, she's back. She's going to be taking us through Joy News Interactive. But I just want you to take a quick look at the photo. The Halle Berry photo I was talking about.
His crush.
It was yesterday.
His
That's
crush.
Halle Berry.
Just say your crush.
Look at it. 51st. 51 years old.
Oh, this
Halle Berry,
is
51.
No wonder you're crushing on her.
Okay, enough of it. Enough of it. Enough of it.
You don't want us to share?
It's enough.
You don't want to share?
No, I mean, I should have been sharing my crush. All right, so let's go straight on to, we've been live streaming on Facebook as indicated. So we have some comments. We're going to be sharing some of the comments with you. Okay, so Tiana says, Stephanie is so hot. Kantavida says, good job, Joy News. And Yakubu says, very sad. Very sad. I'm not sure what he's sad about.
Yeah.
And okay.
It could be the case of Sierra Leone.
Oh yeah. That story.
Yeah.
That story was very, very,
very sad indeed.
Very sad story. All right. So let's get on with Joy News Interactive.
Okay, so on Monday, the Bank of Ghana revoked the licenses of two banks, UT Bank and Capital Bank, reasons being that their liabilities exceeded their assets. Now, it's also been said that the the Ghana Commercial Bank has taken over the activities of both banks, and this means that some of the staff of both banks are most likely to lose their job. It's estimated that at least 40% will become jobless. A labor consultant, Senyo Ajabeng, has advised that employees or job seekers should, as much as possible, avoid marrying within the same institution from which they work. Now, he explained that the probability of both couples losing their jobs is very high and the impact on the family could be unbearable. Do you agree with the labor consultant, and why?
I agree with him because being in the same company and having intermarriage relationship could harm both of them, because during working hours, one might wish to go and see the other, and it will not make the work improve. But why I don't agree with him is when both of them lose their jobs, nobody will be able to fend for each other. So you see, let's assume they are kids. The kids will be left there alone without anybody taking care of them.
For me, I agree, simply because when they are committed to the virtues of the company, they grow with that consciousness that they need to put in their best. So no one will be in a form of relaxing, you understand? Because I want the company to grow. It's a family business. I'll put in my best into the company in order to make the company grow. So for me, it even strengthens it. Like for me, the attitude is for the government. So that's why this thing is there.
As the people marry, what matters is efficiency. When each and everyone is able to perform the functions given to the person, I mean, in the right direction, there's no need for such a situation as they are talking about. So that is what I think.
So do you agree with him or no?
No, I don't agree with the consultant. I don't agree with the consultant.
Yeah, I agree with the labor consultant.
Why do you say so?
I don't think it's good. As we make a suggestion, if two married people are in the same company and the company collapse, meaning the two of them are got redundant, they go home. And so who is going to take care of the family? So if one of them is working at the other side, I think he's going to support the family. So I think you must stop it. You don't need to encourage intermarriage in the same company. You don't need to encourage it. It's not good at all.
No mischief. Let's just read what people have posted. Yes.
No, I just want to ask your view about it.
No, ask me anything.
I'm asking your view about what do you make of this? Do you agree that a married couple shouldn't be working in the same organization? That's the question.
Do I
agree?
I don't know. I'm not married. When I get married, I'll know.
Oh no, you should have an opinion.
This one, dear, I don't have
an
one.
Opinion. Okay. And Kuma Enchu he says, I disagree. The kind of profession will determine that. For instance, there is nothing wrong for couples to be in nursing, dental, teaching, and security services. These jobs have security of tenure, but for jobs such as illegal mining, banking, fishing, But why illegal mining? Why illegal mining? And it goes on to the charcoal businesses. The couples have to be careful. Philip says, I disagree. Love doesn't know color, religion, or type of job. So if you love someone and vice versa, because you work in the same company, you shouldn't marry. Says who? Then it's not love. You can find another name for that. Judicious Odro says he's absolutely right. Because if couples are working at the same place, it turns productivity down. Because sometimes couples take their house problems to their working place, especially when their quarrels are home. There will be jealous upon jealous, especially when one is closer to a working colleague, etc. And it sometimes creates divorce in some marriages. So I think he's on point. George Watson says if couples can both operate or manage an entity on their own, why can't they even under someone's supervision? We should rather urge people to separate work or business from their personal lives. And Adnan says it depends. It's popularly said that love is blind. If you find your loved one at your workplace, why not make a smart move? You must accept any repercussions that may follow your decision to marry from your workplace. Miss G says she doesn't have an opinion.
Okay, so I'm going to ask your opinion. So if your wife was to, join us here at the multimedia group, would you be okay with that?
No, one will have to leave.
Oh, one would have to leave.
Yeah.
So who will be leaving in that case?
It could be me, it could be her. I mean, we could decide.
You're just telling Katie not to hire your wife. We understand. Okay, so Zambia's President Edgar Lungu has announced that the testing for HIV is now compulsory for Zambians. According to the president, testing, counseling and treatment for HIV, which used to be voluntary, is now a must for every citizen as the country struggles to address the high prevalence rate. So Mr. Lungu hopes that this new directive will enable his country to be AIDS-free by the year 2030. Now, let's come to Ghana. Would you subscribe to such a law if you were passed here, and why?
Yes, I'll subscribe to such a law because, you see, most of the youths, it's good if you know our HIV status, because most of us go around sleeping with each other just anyhow. So I think it's a very good step, knowing or bringing down the HIV percentage in Ghana.
If we are all married in the same company and we lose our jobs, being able to raise our family, our kids, cater for our children will be a problem. Because looking at the cost of living, no matter how you've saved self, it will be difficult to feed or come up with your family expenses if you've all lost your job. And getting work these days is very difficult. It's very difficult to come by a job these days. So I perfectly agree that when we are couples, one should go do different work, and I also work in a different aspect.
A lot of people hide behind their medical reports or medical conditions and do a lot of things that may be considered wrong, or in the eyes of the law may be wrong or criminal. So if it's mandatory, it means that a lot of people are now forced to do it, which means people cannot hide behind it and commit crime anymore. So I think it's a good idea.
I believe it will help those that are affected. Because, I mean, some of the people don't even know they have such diseases. And with my experience, I work for a recruitment firm, and people come, it's after we've done their medical test for them before they get even to know that they have HIV and all that. So I believe that it will go a long way to help.
HIV is just like any other sickness. Like it's like malaria, it's like diabetes, it's like any other sickness. So why will HIV alone be compulsory for everybody to test? So I won't subscribe to that kind of law.
I do subscribe to that, because since we want our environment to be free from such a disease, we want to eradicate it from our society. So I think if the government is having an idea of doing this, I do subscribe to it.
So Israel, looks like a lot of people on the streets have been subscribing or are subscribing to it. Let's see what people are saying on social media.
Philip Ahuma says, no, it shouldn't be compulsory. Stigmatization will reduce the country's population to 2,000. If you find out that your best friend has tested positive, I'm sure if he doesn't leave the country, you will, because there is no confidentiality in most of our health workers. And Ansu Bismarck says, I support it 100%. This will help Ghana enhance her health delivery system. Whether we like it or not, health workers conduct these tests on us with or without our consent. For instance, all pregnant women are tested. Adnan says, fast. The benefits of knowing your HIV status far outweighs the negative effects, if any. Why should I be afraid of testing when I know that there are medications to effectively manage the disease? When I test negative to the disease, I'll invoke all the precautionary measures known to man in preventing the infection. There is a saying that when one is guilty of a crime, one becomes overly sensitive and suspicious of others. I know I'm negative, so there's no need to fear. And Nat says, this Zambian president, why should he force anyone to go for a test? If this policy is implemented in Ghana, it should start with all the presidency and come down to ministers. But we, the local people, won't subscribe to it, but later can.
And Edem says, laugh out loud, I won't, because I don't think this would yield any results, because besides, it would not be written on the forehead of the positively tested ones, and hence would not bring any difference. It would only create an atmosphere for people to be more stigmatized, and compulsory testing for HIV is a step for reducing HIV. But after testing, what other measures would be put in place? If you don't plan it well and jump into testing, it might even worsen the case because of the stigma and suicide. Okay.